Hello. I know it's a little early for dinner, but my daughter has to be to play practice at 6 o'clock tonight, so I'm getting dinner going so I can feed her before I bring her. And I am making a super quick and easy dinner that I can make everybody's individually when they're ready to eat. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm making sheet pan nachos, and they are a favorite in our house. So what I did was I took a bag of frozen rotisserie chicken that I had picked off the bone from Costco and froze it. So I've got that in my pan here, and it's already pretty much heated through. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to add to it. I have a can of just some organic kidney beans, and I've already drained and rinsed them, so I'm going to add that to it. It's a good way to use less meat, but still keep the protein high. So you could do black beans, you could do pinto beans, you could do whatever kind of beans you like. So I've got those in there. And then I've got my favorite taco seasoning, and I have like a quarter cup of water here, and I'm just gonna add a couple teaspoons of taco seasoning, not as much as I would use for tacos, because there's a lot of sodium in what I'm using already. Okay, so I just did 2 teaspoons of taco seasoning in the water. Add that into the chicken and the beans, and get it all mixed together. So I will make hers first, and then I'll just leave this on the stove. So when I get back from bringing her, I can get everybody else fed. So just go ahead and let that all heat together. I'm gonna put the lid on it and let that sit for a few minutes. And while that is going, I'm gonna show you everything else I have going. So I have our chips. So I've got these cute little trays from Nordic Ware. They are, I believe, they would be considered a quarter sheet. And they're the perfect size for our individual pizzas or sheet pan nachos, so everyone can do their own toppings. So I've got her chips already on there. I've got it lined with parchment paper for easier cleanup. These are the chips I'm using today. We have a giant bag from Sam's Club that we got like 2 months ago that have been sitting up in the pantry, and they need to be eaten before they expire. So I'm going to use these. So I've lined it already. And I have some lettuce that I'm going to chop up for toppings after. And I've got cheese, and I'm just using the cheese I already have on hand. I have mozzarella and cheddar, so that's what we're going to do, and I will show you that as I'm assembling it. I have these little guacamole cups from Costco, so you can use this as a topping. I've got some chopped red onion. I have some sliced black olives. We love these little cups of olives. They don't have any liquid in them. They're the perfect size for something like nachos. And we have our favorite salsa, so people can put salsa on top of their nachos. So those are all things that I would put on after they come out of the oven. I'm going to use some of this, sorry, the blind dog, I'm telling you guys, she knows when I'm doing these. I'm going to use some of this, I guess it's street corn dip that we got at Costco when we were there, and I'm going to put this on top before I put it in the oven. So those are kind of just our toppings, but of course you can use any of your favorite nacho toppings that you like. Some will go on before we bake it, some will go on after. So I just want to wait till this is all nice and mixed together. Break up the chicken a little. Do you ever buy rotisserie chicken and pull the meat and freeze it? It is such a time saver, and those Costco chickens are so cheap. $5 a chicken, you just can't beat it. I've actually looked at buying the whole chicken from Costco and making it myself, but a 2-pack is like $20. I'm like, I can buy 4 chickens pre-cooked already for that. So I do buy it, and I'll use the chicken in pot pie or sheet pan nachos, enchiladas, any of that kind of stuff. So just give this another minute here. I tried to have it as far along as I could before I hopped on, but I wanted to make sure that you guys could see what I was adding to it. You could do refried beans if you want, but I just think that is a little harder to put on there because it kind of globs together a little more. So, alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to turn it down to low to keep it warm for the rest of us, but for my daughter, I'm going to get hers assembled. And so again, I've got the tortilla chips already on a pan. And these are so fun. The kids just love them. Because we just let them eat it right off the pan. So, okay, so I will take a little bit of chicken and a little bit of beans. And just kind of put it on there. Spread it around. Okay, so that's good. So you don't need a lot. I like this because, like I said, it stretches meat out. Alright, so I'm just going to put the lid back on there and I'll finish showing you how to, I'm going to top it today. Okay, so I've got the tortilla chips and the chicken and the beans. And then I'm going to take some of this corn dip that we got. I'm not going to use a lot because there is some spice in it. So just going to do a couple little blobs of it. If I didn't have this, I would actually have put frozen corn in with the meat and the chicken and heated it in there. Corn on nachos is so good. It's so, just adds that like little sweet. Okay, so I just put a few sprinkles of the corn dip on there, and then I will take the cheese, and again, any cheese that you have is fine. I have mozzarella. I know that would typically be like an Italian cheese, but you know what? You use what you have. That's how you save money, and you don't let things go to waste. So, got some mozzarella on there for her, and then I will use some cheddar cheese as well. And it's hard, I can't. The ring light makes it so hard to see my screen, so I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything from anyone. So anyways, just adding some cheddar cheese on here. And then, just want to make sure you get cheese on all the chips, because that's what makes nachos delicious. Okay, so there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this into the oven just for a few minutes. You don't have to put it in there very long. You're just melting the cheese, heating up the chips. And when I pull it out, I'll let her come down, pick out her toppings, and she will be able to eat before she goes. And then I will make another sheet for my son. He'll probably want to eat now, and then I will wait to eat till I get back from dropping her off and eat with my husband. And for him and I'll probably just make one, and we just eat off of it together. So, sheet pan nachos for the win tonight. And as always, I will share this as an IGTV. So if you missed something, you can go back and catch it on there. And I want to know, what are you guys making for dinner tonight? Have a great night.